and/or welcome back to the channel. My name is Sarah, and it feels like a hot minute since I sat down to film like a sit-down video to talk to y'all. Today I want to talk about my December reading plans. I realize it's late, so we move on, we move forward. And this month I do have a TBR. I have decided that what I'm going to try for next month is to read through my January arcs before January, which is, I know, mind-boggling, right? An advanced reader copy, read it before it comes out. Who am I? But like, that's the plan, okay? And I succeeded in this last month. I managed to read all of my December arcs before they came out. There were only 3 of them, which may be why I managed. There's more when it comes to January, and I don't even want to talk about February. There's like almost 10 things that come out on one day in February. Why they all decided that was the good day for things, I wish I knew. But this is about December's TBR and thus January's arcs. So to start it off, we're going to start about the arcs. So these are things that specifically I can almost guarantee you will see a review or a wrap up or a comment on from me. One of which I have actually already finished and will be in my wrap up or my mid-month, halfway through the month. That is Sky's End by Mark J. Gregson. I really liked this. I finished this yesterday while I was getting tattooed. And it was so fun. It was just a lot of fun. This is about Conrad. His family has been cast down low from a high status in a in a class-based system. He is bound and determined to save his family, what's left of it, and get revenge against his uncle. So he agrees to undergo selection in which the trade guilds of this world will choose the young people from a bunch of tests and then take them and train them to use in their, profession. He gets chosen as a hunter, and hunters are tasked with hunting these giant sky serpents called gargantuans. And wow, this was so melodramatic and fun. This isn't a review, but I'll go ahead and say I finished it and I really loved it. So it's a good start. It's a good start. The next, and I have printed these out because I film on my phone. The next arc that I have finished, which was also on my TBR, was That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon by Kimberly Lemming. And if you've been here for a while, you'll know this is a reread for me. This is like the 3rd time I've read this book. But I have an arc of the Orbit copy, and it was really fun. As always, I really like this series. If you like the fantasy romance trend, if you like short novella style fantasy romance, that's really funny. It has a very modern tone and voice. I recommend this. Also, these new covers are absolutely gorgeous. Can we appreciate just, oh my god. All of them are gorgeous. I am honestly going to be buying them to put on the shelf with my original ones, which I still have because I love them so much. They're works of art. I digress. The next one that I have, which I have read already, I am reading this one, and that is The Gilded Crown by Mariana Gordon. It's got an interesting start. I don't remember the premise on this one very clearly. From what I have gathered, because I requested this months ago and it came through late, is that this is a girl who can step in and out of death, and she can do so to bring souls back from the dead. She has to pay a price each time, and she is tasked with death. She is allowed, rather, she makes a deal. There we go. She makes a deal with death. If she brings him these specific items from the world of the living, he'll allow her to come and go and take souls for cheaper. She won't have to give parts of herself. At the beginning of the novel, she gives her pinky to bring her mother back. So far, I like it okay. We'll see. It's already done a trope that I really don't like, but we'll see where we go moving forward. The next on the list is 2 books. I, just for the hell of it, wished on the second Emily Wilde book. You can occasionally, instead of requesting things on NetGalley, sometimes you can just wish for them, and the publisher, it's not like it is like an approval deny thing, that's the word. But wish listing books before they're listed, you can do it. I just did that because this was on my TBR. I haven't read it yet, spoilers. And surprisingly, they granted me the wish. So I now have the Map of the Other Lands to read as well. So I will be reading Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies and Emily Wilde's Map of the Other Lands. So both of these will hopefully be read this month. I will probably actually pick this up next once I finish what I am reading at the moment in physical. The next arc I have two romance. I have All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata, which I am a little nervous about. I have heard some very mixed reviews. I have heard some rave reviews and I have heard some mixed reviews. So we'll see where this goes. This is a published version of her indie romance that she put out, I think it was last year. And the other romance I have is a historical. It is called Most Ardently, a Pride and Prejudice remix. And I cannot read the author's name on this sheet. I'll have the cover here. This is a queer reimagining of Pride and Prejudice. This is from the line, they've done a few of them. They did like Little Women and a few other ones in different voices with different styles. And this one really looked interesting. I believe this is Pride and Prejudice with a trans main character and a gay main character. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. I haven't read it yet, but I will be reading it this month. I also have Heart Song by TJ Klune, which I have watched Robin read this year, and it seemed to maybe break her a little, so I'm putting this one off. I'm dreading this one because I don't want to cry. I'm probably gonna cry. I cried in the other two books, but I don't want to cry, so this will be read hopefully very soon. At the final coming up arc that I want to read, I believe, and I think technically this is a February arc because I started putting February arcs on here, is The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. I think that's who this is by. I have loved the few Robert Jackson Bennetts that I have read in the past, and I got an invite for this one and I was like, sure, why not? I'm behind on his other series and I might as well jump on his new one when it comes out. So this will, fingers crossed, be read. This one is more of a maybe this month but definitely next month situation. Some of the others that are like maybe this month, I have Calamity by Constance Fay. This is past due. I had an arc of this one and it came out, I believe, in November or October. I have After the Forest by Kel Woods that I would really like to get to. And I think, yes, so that is all the arcs that I want to get to. You will most definitely see a review from, if not this month, the next month from me. As far as physical books, because I am trying to read a physical and a ebook at the same time these days, I have a stack. And this is not including like book of the month books and stuff. I am genuinely hoping that the next few weeks are quiet for me. We've had a death in the family. We knew it was coming, but it was still kind of a blow. But now that, I hate to say that's done, but like now that we're moving past that, I'm hoping things will quiet down and slow down. We'll see what happens. I also have already almost entirely finished Christmas shopping, so I don't have to worry about that. So fingers crossed, we're gonna go from here. So of my pile of possibilities section of this, I have Murder on the Lamplight Express by Morgan Stagg. I raved about the first book in this series, Murder at Spindle Manor, I think in my last vlog, and I am so excited for this. This is a indie fantasy series. The first book is up for SPF BO9 this year, and I adored it. It was so good. If you like a closed circle fantasy, steampunk mystery, pick that book up. This is the sequel, and I think this one is kind of a take on the what was that Hercule Poirot book? Is it Death on the Nile? No, it's the one on the train. I don't remember. This takes place on a train. Somebody gets killed, and we have to go from there. I will eat this up probably in a day. Let's all be honest with each other. There's 2 books I have started and I fully intend to finish because I don't want to carry them into 2024. That is The Martyr by Anthony Ryan. This will just take a concerted, like maybe 1 or 2 days of reading. My husband is almost done with it. He is like this far from the end. So I'm very behind. These are a buddy read, or this is a buddy read with him. And I'll finish this. This may be my next physical book if it's not Emily Wilde, because I absolutely loved The Pariah, and this is the follow-up to that. I'm not going into the summaries on these. just because I'm sure I'll talk about them in the future. I will link all of these down below if you want to see the summaries. And I have started 11th Cycle. This is Miss Land Book 1 by Ken and Ardaland. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I haven't checked the audiobook because I don't have it to double check, but I will. I have started this. I am like this far through this chonker of a book, which is what, 800 pages? Almost. The part I just ended at, somebody actually just got squished. Like straight up flat squished. Think fly with a fly swatter squished. So we'll get to that. We'll get back there soon. Soon. I have a plethora of romance that I want to read. I have been buying romance because I am feeling my romance coming back. But to start off, I'm going to read Glitterland by Alexis Hall. I have the, is it February or March arc of Waiting for the Flood, which is the novella that follows this. I want to get to this very, very soon. This is a spire story about, I know one guy is a like literary big shot, or was, and the other guy is kind of a party boy. Don't know, but I'm excited. I've heard nothing but good things from the people I watch online, and I love Alexis Hall, so it has to be good. I have one middle grade that I would like to read, and that's Aggie Morton Mystery Queen, Peril at Owl Park. This is the second Aggie Morton, which is kind of a take on Agatha Christie, but for middle grade, and it's very Christmas, winter looking, and I just thought it would be fun to read. And finally, the last two I have here are indies. I have Never Die by Rob J. Hayes, which I have had on my radar since it came out years and years ago. I could not tell you when. 2018. This is a Felix Ortiz, I think that's how you say his name, yes, cover, and that, if you get Felix Ortiz to do your book, it's going on a TBR somewhere. I'm gonna download a sample, I'm gonna try and read it. The cover is stunning. From what I recall, this is something to do with a young boy has to gather up a band of heroes, a la some sort of like video game thing, and go from there. I love Rob J. Hayes' presence online. He seems really nice. He's very supportive in the self-publishing fantasy groups, and I follow his newsletter, and I finally found a used copy of this for fairly cheap because I think it's technically out of print. I'm looking forward to it. And finally, I have The King Killing Queen by Sean Speakman. Look at that cover. So pretty. Is this Felix Ortiz too? I don't think it is. Let us find out together. It's Grim Oak Press, which I love. No, it is not. Cover artwork by Magale Villanueva. I'll put the name on the screen. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. I hope you can see it with the ring light shine there. Let's just put her in the circle. Oh. So some of these I put on this, like these two, and there's a few others that I have in order of when I last purchased them. I'm trying to read things as they come in. Like these have been some of my most recent purchases, so we will see what happens. I am currently halfway done with Dave Grohl's memoir, which I am very much enjoying. And full transparency, I had no idea who he was before picking this up. I just knew he was in a band. My husband is more of a fan than me. I just like reading about people's experiences, people's memoirs, and I spotted it at Walmart, and my husband had pointed it out like early last year and said, hey, you should read that and give me the TLDR. I like his music. So when I saw it at Walmart for fairly cheap, I picked it up. So that will be in a wrap up soon. But I think that's the only things I have going on, and what I'm looking forward to reading. Like I said, I want to get to a bunch of romance. I clearly have a lot of fantasy arcs to read. Some of these are like romance based. Like The Gilded Crown, I think, has a romance. Heartsong, All Roads Lead Here, Most Ardently, all have romances in them. Calamity, I believe, is a science fiction romance. So I'm gonna get some, but I'm also gonna try to read a bunch of my trade paperbacks in romance. We'll see what happens. That's it for what I have planned to read this month. Let me know down below, have you guys read any of this? Are you planning on reading any of these? What are your thoughts? And I'll talk to you guys again soon in another video. Thanks for watching, y'all. Bye.